Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle. Right now, I'm going to be giving you my reaction of the first rehearsal that Iceland did. Now, everyone knows that I am not in Rotterdam. I am joining from the online press room, and I will say I have now had my first issue with the online press room. The first rehearsal, I basically had like maybe 4 snippets that I saw of the performance. And then I would say the third run through, so the second time I had to watch it, I had like no sound for like the first beginning part of it. And then I saw like I had flashes of sound and everything. So I don't know what's going on with the stream, but Lord Jesus, fix it. Webmaster, fix it. Because I think that there's only going to be more press that's hopping into this space. So we need to make sure that we have enough bandwidth. And on All That Is Holy, I would like a feature where you could remove the chat function, because ultimately, no matter how many things you're running on the system, if you give people the option of one, watching in like a lower resolution or like removing the chat function, it'll kind of help. Ultimately, it wasn't my internet that's the issue. It definitely is the system that they have placed this on. So we need to fix it because we got some rehearsals tomorrow. And I think there's only going to be more press hopping into the space. But let me just get this out of the way. I'm going to just get this out of the way. Iceland can win. I've been saying that we shouldn't be counting them out this whole time. I've been saying that honestly, for me, 10 years is actually a stronger song personally for me. I listen to 10 years more than I listened to Think About Things. And let's just talk about what we see. So the styling, it's not like the music video with sort of the superhero outfits with the sort of satin look to them. They are going back to sort of that kitsch and endearing like sweater look, but it's like a little bit jazzed up. I think they're actually keeping it really simple with the formations. And obviously for this entry, it makes sense for them to just be kind of as alone on stage as they possibly can be. At one point, we see an LED wall where they look like little like gaming figurines, like 80s gaming figurines. At the beginning of the song, I actually was getting like memories of Eurovision 2014 with sort of the where they're sort of like on the stage, and then like behind them, you see like the LED lights around them, and sort of that like half in a triangle like look, and it looks really great. They are moving on the stage. They are doing the choreography. This could honestly, I've been saying that San Marino might win the televote. Iceland, from what I've seen today, Iceland is probably going to win the televote. It's something so endearing and kitsch about it. And I think the reason why a lot of people were sleeping on Iceland in the beginning was because they weren't getting that live visual. So with Think About Things, we had the live performance at Samba Kempen, and I think people had that to kind of grasp onto, whereas this time they had sort of that live performance that really wasn't like the live performance. And when you think about this staging, it really does go back to kind of what we saw at Samba Kempen in Iceland last year, except like in a weird way, almost more endearing, because I think having them on this really large stage where you see people using all of this tech and stuff, and they're just kind of standing behind with their microphones with the simple choreography. I will say we have a really nice keytar circle moment, which reminds me of like, Romania, Ovi. It's kind of cool. It's like with our powers combined and the keytars unite together, and you see like Daδι's wife and the 2 other like keytarists coming together during that da-na-na-na. This could win the televote, and the jury is not going to blank this. Thus, it's definitely qualifying. Like, I remember the delusional people thinking that Iceland was not going to qualify. Like, they were already going to qualify. But now looking at the staging, even from just the bits that I saw, because the stream was so janky, it was really, really good. Let me hop into the comments. Ali, juries have to respect this though. They will. Juries are going to respect this. So prepare yourself for that. I mean, I could see this. And that's the thing, like, if it were to come top 3 with the televote and the jury, it wins. You know what I mean? It could win. And I mean, I've been saying that even about Malta. That's really all that you need. And I don't see juries blanking on this. I just don't. So Pascal, these gaming characters are from Dadi's video game that he released a few weeks ago. Yes. I mean, it looks great. It looks, yeah, it's like a really cool, like 80s throwback feel. It looks really cool. Ahmed, Iceland will do well, but they are not winning. The thing is, it's like math. So do they have the potential to win? What I'm saying is yes. Yes, they definitely have the potential to win. And I could see them, yeah, I could just see them winning the televote in the semi. Because at first I was thinking like, oh no, like San Marino's like a lock, I think, to win the televote. But with these visuals popping on stage, I think again, there is an endearing quality of the way that they have packaged this that just feels extremely authentic and not too overproduced. People I think are gonna latch onto it. It has that kitsch vibe that, remember, I was talking about with Moldova, that I was like, they need that sort of kitsch thing that people will remember. Iceland's giving us so much, the gaming folks in the background. We have the guitar moment, we have the choreography, and then we just have like Daði, and there's a lot of kitsch to this. The sweaters, even the styling sort of has a thing where it's just going to be imprinted in your brain and you're not going to forget it. Author, Iceland is in green in the odds now. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were put in the top 3 for the odds now after that run through. Let's see. Alioth, Iceland will be iconic, but they can't win with that song. I'm sorry. I think you'll feel differently when you see it on the night. And I think the way that it is sandwiched potentially with these slick productions on either side, again, there's just an endearing quality that I think they bring to the stage very effortlessly. Jippy, how was the choir part stage? That part kind of cut out for me. The choir part is more like they kind of, from what I saw, we didn't have the background. There's no like illusion of a choir there. That's like the moment of the song that it gets kind of intimate and we're just kind of focused on them. And there's sort of a breath in the middle of the song and the LEDs are even black is what I saw. CEO, is it true that Iceland is getting disqualified? What would they be disqualified for? What? Big Betty Beyond. Hi, gorgeous. Do you think it's enough to build momentum towards the final? Yes. 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 And Chris, after the Eurovision movie last year, it would be so iconic for Iceland to win. You know, the crazy thing is, you know, the movie was supposed to come out last year and we were supposed to have Eurovision last year and Iceland could have won last year. You know what I mean? Iceland's another country that sort of has that side narrative going and a very layered side narrative. Iceland has competed in the Eurovision contest for so many years and has never won. You know, Iceland had like the movie last year. Even with Daði, when you look at his discography and the songs that he's entered to compete at Eurovision, there's this whole narrative of his life. His wife is pregnant right now. Last year's song was about, you know, his daughter. The first song this year, the song is 10 years celebrating that union, and his wife is literally on the stage pregnant, which we always have like a baby at Eurovision. Last year, I would have been the pregnant person. At Eurovision, because there's always like a baby. Somebody is always like pregnant at Eurovision. Okay. Nil Air, families are gonna love Iceland, and that's how you win the televote. I mean, I do think families. I think people of all ages are going to like this song. Ali, also Europe definitely knows who Daði is. Now with Think About Things last year, it's really likely for him to win the televote. Yeah, he's got that name recognition and just visual recognition. Even if you maybe hadn't heard the song and tied it to him, I think the minute you'll see it, it's like, oh wait, that's that guy. I've seen him before. Jack Kelly, hi Alesia. Do you think it has the potential to win the televote in the final over the likes of Malta and Italy? Well, honestly, I never thought that Malta was going to win the televote, just given past numbers. So I never really thought Malta would win the televote. I always thought that, you know, I was like, if Malta wins the jury, then they just have to come top 10. I mean, come top 3 with the televote, and the way that votes might be split this year, maybe even just top 5 with the televote to win. Miles, is it obvious from the staging that he's singing to his wife? No, but that would be something that I don't think that commentators are going to forget. And I think that they will, Yeah. Alio says there's more drunk adults at parties watch Eurovision than families. I don't know. I'm not European, but I'm not gonna lie. A lot of families do watch That's what I've heard, and a lot of people who are now Eurovision fans say, like, I grew up watching it when I was young, like with my family. So it's a gateway for a lot of folks. Jippy E, who are you most excited for tomorrow? Bulgaria, probably. Bulgaria, and then maybe second runner up Switzerland, because I think we really don't know what the staging will be like for either of those entries. Miles Hennahan, I feel certain the UK and Ireland will give this 12 points. Daði was played on the radio in Ireland like 3 times a day during the first lockdown. That's what I've heard from other folks too. Ahmed, do you think that France and Switzerland are splitting votes? Maybe jury votes. I think that there's going to be a lot of vote splitting. I think there's going to be a big deviation between the jury and the televote. I think I've said that before, but I think there's going to definitely be a big split between the two. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But thinking just quickly about running order, you know, Moldova and Iceland are so different. I don't think that they hurt each other. But I do think Poland and Moldova, there is some similarity in the staging, and that could hurt, I think, Moldova. But Iceland, it was good. It was good. And I think people have been discounting Iceland a lot because, you know, the smash of Think About Things and people in the fandom being underwhelmed with 10 years. But again, like I said, I actually prefer 10 years to Think About Things. And that's no slight. And it really is just, I think, especially for those of us who knew Dadi's first song, it's so amazing kind of the story that he's telling on stage. And I'm not gonna lie, now I want to get emotional. Y'all, maybe it's just the delirium because I've been awake for so long. But I think I'm getting emotional just because I'm like, it would be so nice for someone to like write a song for me, you know, and I think just all that he's done creatively, highlighting his family, his sisters on stage, and writing things that are so deeply personal to him. So many times at Eurovision, we have these songs that are, you know, churned out of like a factory, and it is nice to see that mix. And I'm not saying anything negative about those songs because I love some of those. But there's something different when you do have a singer-songwriter and creator on the stage delivering this song that's so deeply personal to them. I think it adds another element and just like authenticity. And when I think about Daði and what Iceland is bringing to the stage, you know, this entry just oozes authenticity and kitsch. And I think people at home will resonate with it. And that is my reaction to Iceland's first rehearsal for the Eurovision Song Contest. What do you think? Talk to me in the comments below. If you have any questions in particular about this performance, please drop down and ask a question. I will try and answer them and give you as many details as I can about the run through, even though the stream was super janky, and I hope that doesn't continue. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back. I'm giving reactions to all the first rehearsals, so definitely join me tomorrow and throughout. And of course, don't forget to watch the semifinals with me. I've been doing this since 2016. And especially in a year when, you know, we've kind of been stuck in the house by ourselves, you don't have to watch Eurovision alone this year. You can watch it with me. We're going to have so much fun. So yes, stay tuned. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.